Hey everyone, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I really love the game of Magic. I've been playing for 30 years plus, and I've seen a lot of people doing Magic card altar arts where they paint over or modify Magic cards in some way, and I really wanted to try my hand at it. So I've chosen to modify a basic land to start. And I was thinking about it, and doing basic lands might be what I want to do for altars, just because everybody uses them. My style works really well for landscapes, so it'd be really cool to modify them just to be like that. So I'm going to tape off what I don't want to be covered up by my lines, the name, and then the land type, which is basic mountain. I also decided that I wanted to tape off the mana symbol, the little red fireball swoopy thing in the middle there. So I'm going to cut out one of these little perfect circles and plop it over top. It was a dream of mine as a kid to one day be able to make some art for Magic cards. As I grew up, I realized that was maybe a little bit unrealistic and more difficult than not. So I kind of gave up on that for a while, but now I'm revitalizing that, and I really would like to do my version of certain cards, specifically lands in this case. I think it'd be really cool to add a little bit of abstract to the Magic world, but also my style is something that you normally don't see in Magic cards. Everything's pretty literal, or you can tell exactly what it is by looking at it immediately. So having something that's a little bit more undefined and a little more out there would be kind of fun. For this, I'm going to be using one of these Molotov paint markers. I was really hoping that regular old ink pens, the ones that I normally use, would work on this, but the varnish or the finish on the cards themselves don't have enough give for the ink to absorb, so it has to be paint. And immediately after I put a few lines down, I realized that maybe I could do something a little different, and that would be more interesting. So I gave up on this one and I just switched over to a new one. Instead of drawing over the whole card, I thought about maybe just highlighting the certain element that makes up the mountain itself. I got the new card prepped and ready, so here's round 2. A lot of my work makes really good backgrounds, so doing something over top of everything might make it might be a little bit more muddy and confusing than actually helping the card itself. But I still want to make this interesting, so I'm going to try to get all the elements going all throughout the card, over the borders, over the edges, and everything. I'm going to apologize in advance. This is a new camera angle, and I leaned into the camera way too much in this. So there's a few parts that I cut out, and there's a lot of the top of my head and hair in this. I almost cut this out completely just because I'm covering it up most of the time, but this is the finishing little touches here and there. This is when I noticed how much I was leaning into it. So there's my shock. There's my eye. It gets better for a little bit, but in the end, my face comes back into it. This is an experiment, so it's not going to be super polished. It's just the rough idea and how I want to alter these cards. Tearing off the tape was pretty satisfying, but there was a lot of bleed underneath the tape, so I wasn't super happy with how that turned out. But in the end, it's kind of easy to scrape off or go back and touch up with a pen. Excuse the extra loud purring. That's Bjorn. He needed to sit on my shoulder for a minute, so there's just going to be a little bit of purring. I've watched a couple of tutorials about how to alter Magic card art, and a lot of people said have a toothpick ready so that you can scrape off any extra ink or paint. I didn't have any toothpicks, but I had this plastic ruler that did the job really well. After scraping all the unwanted paint off of this, I realized that there were a few portions of lines that didn't connect up at the top where it says mountain and then where it says basic land mountain. So after doing these glamour shots, I went back in and touched that area up. Here we are in this situation again where I am way far into the camera view and I realize how much I am, so I'm going to try to back off, but in the end, I'm going to come back into this pretty much right away even. And here's the final finished card. I think it looks pretty good, but it's not quite what I wanted, so I'm going to try it again. Here's mountain number 2, and I'm going to go through and do the same thing. I'm going to tape off the portions that I want to keep unmodified, but for this one I'm going to try a different color of paint. I have a metallic copper color that I'm going to put over top of this one. The same rules apply. I'm just going to outline what's on the outside of these mountains and try to keep the actual image of the mountain intact. Here's the metallic copper pen that I was talking about. This is metallic acrylic paint that comes out of here. I really like how fine tipped this one is. This is by a company called Sakura, and I've tried these in the past, and they get clogged pretty easy, and I'm going to find that out later, but that's for another time. Immediately, I really like how this one's turning out way better than the other one. The paint is so much better. It's a lot more metallic, which is cool because then it has a shine and shimmer from different angles, like a foil card or holographic, whichever one you want to say. I've been working really hard on my Patreon recently. I want to get it back up and running the way that it used to. I've got a monthly newsletter that goes out. I release a coloring book page each and every month. And there's a lot of ad-free content on there too. Every video that I post on YouTube, I also post on my Patreon, and that doesn't have any ads to it. So if you like the work that I do, the content that I create, and would like to support me more, head on over to my Patreon. There's a lot of really fun stuff on there, as well as Discord access. So if you want to talk to me directly or get part of a community of line artists, that's a really good way to hop in there. The easiest way to support me is just to like and subscribe, find me on other social media platforms, and just enjoy my content. Play them all the way through, play them in the background. That helps me get into the algorithm more and earn some static income just from views. Any and all support is greatly appreciated, so thank you all so much. This is a pretty thick acrylic ink, so after I pull the tape off, you can really see the edges of where I stopped. And I really don't like that. It's very noticeable, it's very visible. It is kind of easy to scrape off, but it's still not what I want. I like this version a lot, but it's definitely not my final choice. The metallic on this is really, really cool. I thought that part turned out very well. It just feels like too much of the card is bleeding through underneath, so it's not my favorite, but still cooler than the white. Here's a side-by-side of what they would look like. Metallic is way cooler. The white is still kind of fun because it has such a stark contrast between the two, but two fun experiments, but not the final rendition. So I'm going to try another method. I've seen people paint over pretty much the whole card with either a solid color or gray or a mixture of colors to kind of give a nice palette. And that creates a nice primed surface, like a canvas. You put down a flat color and then you paint over top to make your own. So I thought I'd mix up a red that was a little bit on the lighter side to kind of match what's in the box that has the swoopy fireball in it, the mana symbol, and then paint over the whole thing. The other two, I kind of had an idea of what I was doing and where I was going. This one, I'm not a painter. I haven't done much with paint in many, many years, so I don't know exactly how paint works. It has some of the rules of colored pencils if you're blending them and whatnot, but in the end, it's its own beast. I grabbed this paint roller because I really wanted a nice flat surface that I could draw on effectively. So I'm rolling some paint on, waiting for it to dry a little bit, rolling on more paint, waiting for it to dry, rinse, wash, repeat. In the end, I decided to scrap that one and go on to a spray painted one. So I got this one prepped. It's got an ivory color spray painted on it as a nice primer, and away I go. I decided to go back to the copper color. It had the highest contrast and the most interest to myself. I've done some mountainscapes in the past, so I thought I might as well just try to do that over top of everything. I apologize once again, my hair is going to be in this a little bit. Not too much, but still a little bit. I did run into a little bit of an issue with the acrylic paint pen dissolving a little bit of the spray paint and then clogging. So I had to scrape it and kind of try to recondition it as best I could. While removing the tape, that's when things really started to speak to me. This is really what I wanted in an altered art. It's a full art land that I made myself, which I think is really, really cool. I was a little worried about the ivory color, but I really like that it's off-white, because if I wanted to put white on top of it as any accent here or there, I could and it would show up. This is really cool, and I'm going to do more of these. I've got 16 of them prepped and ready, so that's next on the docket. Here's the 3 side by side. I think they turned out really cool. The top one, of course, is my favorite, and I'm going to do lots of them in the future. So pay attention for that. I'll have these up for sale on my website once I get enough of them in stock. If you like my content, like and subscribe. Otherwise, we'll just see you in the next video. Bye, guys.